March 2026, Wembley, Carabao Cup Final. Arsenal, top of the league, chasing the quadruple, one of the best sides in Europe, stood between Manchester City and a trophy. By the 70th minute, it was over. 2 goals, both from the same player, a 20-year-old who grew up watching City from the terraces, who spent a decade being built as an attacking midfielder, starting at left back. And here's the thing about those 2 goals. They weren't flukes, they weren't moments of fortune falling a young player's way on a big occasion. They were inevitable. Because if you'd been watching Nico O'Reilly all season, you already knew, every time the stakes went up, he got better. That's not a coincidence. That's a trait, and it's a trait that had been building all year. But to understand how a midfielder ends up winning a cup final from left back, you have to understand what Pep Guardiola saw that nobody else did. And what Pep saw started in training sessions that most people never witnessed. He'd been training with the first team for over a year, showing enough to earn a Community Shield start at Wembley, but without a settled position. A player clearly capable of the highest level and no obvious home for him in the system. Around Christmas 2024, Pep Guardiola began an experiment. City's academy had always produced smaller technical players, the Phil Foden mould. But there was a player in training who didn't fit that mould at all, 6'4", physically dominant. But still reading the game like the attacking midfielder he'd always been, because that's exactly what he was. Pep watched him in sessions, watched how he moved into pockets, how he combined under pressure, how he carried the ball through tight spaces with the naturalness of someone who'd been doing it since childhood, since the days his mother Holly drove him to training every single morning. And Pep saw something nobody else had thought to look for. What if that profile, the size, the vision, the attacking instincts of a natural number 10 could operate from left back? What if the best inverted fullback in his squad wasn't a defender at all? The idea wasn't to change Nico O'Reilly. It was to use everything he already was from a position nobody expected. It worked immediately. Because City's system asks fullbacks to step into midfield during possession, most defenders have to be taught that movement from scratch, the angles, the timing, when to go and when to hold. Nico had been doing it his entire career. The switch wasn't a reinvention. It was a reframe. His midfield brain meant he could drift into pockets, combine under pressure, carry through tight spaces, everything Pep demands from that role. Nico did naturally. And then there's the dimension that makes it genuinely unique. At 6'4", he wins headers, dominates duels, handles defensive transitions with a physicality most technical midfielders simply don't have. A number 10's brain, a centre-back's frame, playing left back. Pep built the role around the fact that that combination existed in one player. And then he said it out loud. He's a number 10. We cannot forget he's a number 10. But he has pace. He's so intelligent. Quality with the ball in the final third. Vision. The proof didn't take long. A goal against Salford, a brace against Plymouth, confidence building with every game. Then Bournemouth in the FA Cup quarter-final, the moment that first made people stop and pay attention. City trailing at halftime. Pep makes a decision. Nico on, left back. Go and win us this game. In a high-pressure cup quarter-final, losing, Pep didn't turn to experience. He turned to a 20-year-old experiment. What followed wasn't caution. It was a takeover, bombing forward, defending hard, conducting the game from a position he'd barely played 6 months earlier. 2 assists, a 2-1 comeback, man of the match. The experiment wasn't just working under ideal conditions. It was working under pressure. And then came the run that announced him to European football. 7 starts in 8 Premier League games. Mo Salah locked out of a 3-0 win over Liverpool. Every run, every move, every trick in his arsenal neutralized by a 20-year-old playing left back like he'd been doing it his whole life. Clean sheets. Key contributions going forward. The attacking midfielder's instincts and the physical presence of someone built for the top level, combining in a way nobody had seen from that position before. The one league game he didn't start in that run, City lost. Thomas Tuchel was paying attention. England came calling. Not a youth squad, not a developmental option, a senior call-up at 20, and Tuchel didn't ease him in gently. Nico started both World Cup qualifying matches, composed on the ball, disciplined without it, already looking like he'd been playing international football for years. A local kid from Manchester in an England shirt, starting games that matter, playing left back like a natural because underneath it all, he was never really a defender at all. And then, a month later, he went to the Bernabeu, the most hostile away ground in European football, the stage where reputations are made or buried. He scored. Not a moment of luck, not a tap-in gifted by circumstance. He was there because his instincts put him there. The same instincts of a number 10 arriving in the box at exactly the right moment, showing up now at the highest level club football has. The celebration told you everything, not wild disbelief, quiet, controlled satisfaction, someone who expected to be there. But Pep wasn't finished proving his point. February 2026, Newcastle at home, a must-win game. And Guardiola made a selection that said more than any post-match interview ever could. He started Nico in midfield. Not at left back, in midfield. The position he was built for, back where it all began. In a game City couldn't afford to lose, Pep's most trusted attacking option was the same player he'd been deploying at fullback all season. A brace, a 2-1 win, the title gap closed to 2 points. That result was the argument made explicit. This isn't a midfielder pretending to be a fullback. This is a complete footballer who can operate anywhere across the left side of a pitch and dominate. Which brings us back to Wembley. And the pattern you now know. Newcastle, must-win game. He scores twice. The Bernabeu, he scores. Bournemouth, Cup quarter-final. City losing at half-time, he changes the game entirely. Every time the stakes go up, Nico O'Reilly gets better. So when he walked out for a Carabao Cup Final against Arsenal, what did you expect? Nico O'Reilly, starting at left back, the position Pep invented for him. The role built entirely around attacking instincts that were never supposed to exist at fullback. First goal, Nunes' cross comes in. Keeper should do better, but Nico still has to beat Zubamendi to the ball at the back post. 6-4 against 5-11, no contest. He powers it in. That's not just a goalkeeping error. That's a left-back who was developed as a striker, knowing exactly where to be and having the physical tools to make sure nobody stops him getting there. Second goal, this is the one. A run to the back post from another cross. Perfectly timed, a guided header into the far corner. 2 goals in 4 minutes. Game dead. Cup won. Arsenal's quadruple dream over. That's not a left-back's goal. That's a number 10's goal, scored from left-back. 2 touches in the Arsenal box, 2 goals. The whole story in one performance. And somewhere in those stands, Holly was watching, as she had been since he was 8 years old. After the final whistle, Nico didn't just celebrate. He declared war. "We smell blood," he told CBS. "The blood never went. We've always smelt blood. We're confident in ourselves. We know we can do it. They've got to come to our place, which is a tough place to come to. We do smell blood and we've got to keep going." Arsenal still lead the league, but they have to go to the Etihad on April 19th, and the player who just scored twice against them at Wembley, who gets better every time the occasion demands it, will be waiting. Nico O'Reilly didn't become a world-class left-back. He became a world-class footballer, and that required a manager with the vision to look at a 6-4 attacking midfielder and see not a positional problem, but a positional solution. To understand that a decade of development as a number 10 wasn't wasted just because there was no room for another number 10. To build something new around what already existed and trust it on the biggest stages. That's what Guardiola did. And right now, playing left back with the instincts of an attacking midfielder, arriving in the biggest moments like he was born for them, Nico O'Reilly is looking like one of the best fullbacks in the Premier League. He's 20 years old. He's won a Carabao Cup final at Wembley almost single-handedly. He's scored at the Bernabeu. He's started for England. And he's only just getting started. If you want to see more stories about the players redefining what's possible in modern football, subscribe and hit the bell. And if Nico O'Reilly is just getting started, so are we.